Hi there. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. Wishes as per your time zone. Folks, this is me, Ayaz Zanzeria, founder and director of Zanzeria Family Consultants, back again with another episode of ZFCFounderTalks, in which today I'll be talking about college applications. Now, what are college applications? Now, there are several people, students, who aspire to study abroad, to apply in universities out of India, in various parts of the globe. Now, each application, there is a specific set of documents, standard and non-standard. Now, what do I mean by standard? They are your regular mark sheets and and certificates and so on and so forth, which are part of your which need to be part of the application. That's standard documents. Then among the non-standard documents, it begins with your resume. Then there are several essays to be written. Then there's a letter of recommendation. There's a standard operating, or rather there's an SOP. SOP, which it is generally referred to as statement of purpose. So, these are all additional, and of course there are the application letters to in which you need to request for the admission or for the visa, in which you need to present a strong justification, a strong case. So these are different parts. So let's talk about these one by one. Now, a resume, I've spoken about it in depth in one of my previous videos. You can look at the videos in my YouTube channel. You'll find it. Now, when I talk about the other parts, the essays, the statement of purpose, and the letter of recommendations, each of these, like let's say when you talk about essays, they are based on so certain topics are given. Okay, and these need to, and you need to understand the question, you need to understand the instructions, and accordingly structure and prepare and write it. And they even give guidelines. Like, for example, write an essay on so and so topic, in which and it should not exceed 300 words. You have only 300 words. How are you going to structure your content, or what do you want to say? It's imperative to use a word counter, because thanks to technology, the application what you put in the form, it has a word counter within itself. So it will detect, and accordingly it will filter out if it's too long. So, and if you've written long, your essay may be good, but then you don't want it to get cut off. So that is one part. So you need to choose your words very carefully in what you want to put in those 300 words. Be crisp, to the point, but make sure your message is driven across. That is one part. The statement of purpose, SOPs. SOPs vary from country to country, and they have different structures. For example, when you talk about an SOP for application to an Australian university, it's a nice long questionnaire that they give, in which you need to fill out you need to answer all the questions. Then there are others in which they simply talk about write a statement of purpose and do not exceed 500 words, 1,000 words, and so on and so forth. So it varies. Now, generally, educational counselors, they give you guidelines, they give you samples, and they tell you, they provide assistance, and they even and if you need help at getting it written, if you can't do it by yourself, or if you're not confident of doing it by yourself, they'll guide you. They share numbers of writers who are associated with them to help with the SOPs. Apart from that, you have letter of recommendation, which you can get. So if you're an experienced professional and you want to get a letter of recommendation from the company that you've been associated with, you can get that as well. Again, so generally either companies are drafted by themselves, or they simply turn around and tell you, get a letter, and we'll print it on our letterhead and we'll sign it and give you. That's another way of looking at it, the letter of recommendation. So there are several things. All of these are part of the application, and of course there are the free form question answers. Again, they ask you questions which are kind of mini essays. The essays can be mini or they can be long form. Depends on university to university, country to country, application to application. It also depends on course to course. There are several factors involved. So you need to see, and accordingly you need to see and prepare accordingly, and hence the complete package becomes your application, and it will determine, each and every part of it will determine as to whether you'll be selected or your application will be approved or rejected. And of course, the icing on the cake, the application letters themselves, application for the course, application for the visa, and so on and so forth. So We can help you out with all of these. We have been associated with different educational consultants to draft these letters. And yes, we do come across such kind of requirements time and again. We can definitely help you out. Feel free to schedule an appointment with me, and let's see how we can. And let me know what your requirements are, and we'll be more than happy to help you here. So thank you so much for listening, and stay tuned for the next. Take care and stay safe. Goodbye.